Hey guys, I'm Evan Holiday and welcome back to the channel. Here we talk about multifamily development, impact investing, and affordable housing. And in today's video, we got this question quite a bit on social media and here on YouTube, is how do you get started on your first solo multifamily development? And so I'm gonna break this down based on my experience and based on what's worked for us and our company, Holiday Ventures. So first rule is if you want to do a bigger development, and when I say bigger, I mean 20 to 200 plus units. So if you want to do a 4-unit, like a townhome development, I think that's something you could probably do on your own. But if you want to scale up and go big and do 20 to 200 plus units, this is where you need to have a JV or joint venture partner. And you need to partner with somebody who's done this before. And so I say this at the very beginning of the video because that is hands down, that is the most important thing you can do. Because if you think about it from the perspective of your construction lender, so the bank that's going to give you the loan and the equity providers, the ones that are going to give you, the 25 to 30% that you need to start the development, those people are putting up a lot of money. And so, if you're doing 200 plus units, they're going to give you a construction loan of $20 to $25 million. So that bank is not going to give all that money to somebody that's never done this before. So you need to have experience. So you need to have a partner with experience. Somebody also who can help guarantee the construction loans, because they want actual personal guarantees, somebody to sign on the loan and say, I personally guarantee we're going to get this job done and guarantee your loan. So you need somebody with the net worth and the liquidity that will match what your lender needs to be able to provide that loan. That's really, really important. That's why I want to touch on that first. But that's what has worked for us in Holiday Ventures, and that's how we got started. But ultimately, you have to have a JV partner in order to get started on bigger deals. So once you find your partner, you have your site, then let's go into how do you provide massive value to the deal. Because ultimately, your JV partners, they have a lot going on, and they're not going to want to partner with somebody that isn't contributing to this deal and making massive value for the deal and for their partnership. So number one way is sweat equity. So I'm sure you guys have heard this term, but basically it's like you have to be grinding day in, day out, every single day, put in the work, follow up with people, talk to people, push the deal, because ultimately your partner usually has been very successful, knows what they're doing, and has a lot on their plate. So the one thing that they do not have is time, or they do not have a lot of time. And so if you can bring that element of constantly touching the deal and pushing the deal, that is hands down one of the best things you can do to add value to a deal. And that's how we got started as well. We didn't have a lot of capital, but we had sweat equity, we had work ethic, and we had follow through. So that's number one. Number two is bringing the land or the site. So this means actually putting it under contract, either under your name or your LLC, and getting that site under contract is hugely valuable, because if you think about it, you don't have a deal without a site. There is no deal without a site under contract. It's all just talk until you have it under contract. So that's hugely valuable if you can bring a site that's under contract that makes sense, or you have a good idea makes sense, and bring that to a JV partner. Hugely valuable. Number three, and this is one of my favorites, is if you have relationships with council members or community leaders, and you know that you can get their support on a rezoning, amazing, amazing value. Because think about it from this perspective. If you have agricultural zoned land, and then you rezone it with your council member support to allow for 200 plus units, you've just unlocked the potential to do 200 plus units that never existed before. And so that is hugely valuable. That builds equity in the land, and that allows you to do developments where maybe you may not have been able to had you not rezoned it. So rezoning and having those council member relationships, amazing value. And then fourthly is if you can bring either your own money or what we call OPM, or other people's money. If you can bring other people's money into the deal in the form of equity or basically any sort of contribution to the deal, that is amazing value. And one little kind of bonus one that I was just thinking of that would be a great one to add to this is if you can actually also get like the special arrangement with your land seller where they can contribute the land as equity. That's also the same as contributing equity to the deal. So if the land is $2 million, you've basically just brought $2 million of equity to the deal. So that's another great way to add value to a partnership. So, and really, like, around all of this, you have to put a good team around you. So when I say that, I mean your joint venture partner. Make sure they're bringing the pieces of the puzzle that you need, meaning experience, being able to guarantee the loans, they have the net worth and liquidity, and they have the good track record where your construction lender likes them, your equity people like them, and ultimately the city likes working with them. So that's one. And then you have your architects and engineers. Make sure you have a group around you that's designing a well-designed and energy efficient and also price sensitive building, meaning that they're building on budget and preferably under budget. And then making sure you have the right attorneys around you that are helping you either through the rezoning or through different legal issues of helping set up the entity and getting that over the finish line. And so that putting that team around you, amazingly important. And then next, after all that, the best way that you're actually going to get these things done is follow through. You have to follow through. It goes back to sweat equity. Follow through day in, day out. Like that, without follow through, you are never going to get anywhere in development, because that honestly is one of the biggest part of my job is I just have to follow through with people. Because without follow through, like think about it, like this is your deal. Nobody's going to work as hard on your deal as you. So think about that every day and just try to push your deal forward at least 1 inch every day and 1% every day. That's something we like to talk about here at Holiday Ventures is like you push 1 inch every day, and then by the end of the year, you're literally 10 times further than where you were at the beginning of the year. And that's what it takes too. Like a lot of times things won't move a lot every day, but if you just consistent action every day, it will get done. And then finally, be more concerned about getting the deal done and making sure it's a good deal, like a damn good deal, as opposed to worrying about how much equity or what your return is going to be and how much money you're going to make. Don't worry about that on your first deal. I promise you it's not worth it for your first deal. And here's why. Because when you're working with this JV partner, their main concern is that the deal gets done, and ultimately, you know, you're bringing value, but you're also in a position of like you need to have partners. You need partners involved in these deals, and the biggest thing you don't have is experience. Well, guess what? As soon as you get this deal done, you are gaining that valuable, priceless experience that you need in order to do the next deal and the next deal and the next deal. So your number one concern should not be about the equity or how much money you're going to make. It should be about getting the deal done and making sure it's a damn good deal. So I've seen too many people worry about or start negotiating the equity before you even have it under contract. It's like, don't worry about that. Just move the deal forward and make sure you have something in writing, but that should not be your number one concern, because that experience will take you to higher and higher levels, and you'll be able to do countless deals after that. And also you'll be able to gain more and more equity the more deals you do. So keep that in mind as you're working on your deals with your JV partner. And I hope this has helped. It's been, that's been our path for Holiday Ventures, is partnering with JV partners that can bring parts of the development team that we don't have and help us guarantee the loans. And now our pipeline is over $400 million in development that we're currently working on. So it's worked well for us. I hope that works well for you, and I hope this helps you on your journey towards multifamily development, affordable housing, and impact investing. And guys, if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to subscribe, like this video. Also put some comments or questions that you have, and we'll definitely answer those for future videos. And good luck and have an amazing day.